Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this free community call service where we are going to share about goal setting to prepare for Dr. Pillai's year-long program in 2023. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. We have Chakra here on chat support who will be sharing links to the Pillai Center Academy as well as Pillai Center websites so that you can refer to those later on or as we're scrolling through the courses here in Zoom. So again, it's Sunday, December 18th, 2022, and we have a wonderful opportunity to join together and share our ideas or share our concerns or questions, our experiences so far with our journey on this beautiful experience with Dr. Pillai. So how do we know what goals we need to set, and why would we want to set goals for the new year? Well, every new year comes up and we always say, hey, I want to maybe think about getting better health or well-being, or because we are coming together here today on a Sunday in Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be honoring the energies of the sun that rules Sunday. And a few of the energies are leadership. So your thoughts might be that you want to focus on how to be a better leader in your life, in your family life, or in your work life, or just in general, feeling like you have taken the lead and you're not a victim to the circumstances. You can change your mind at any time and others will look to you. So you can become authority to your own or an author to your own life. And then you'll be more fulfilled and more rewarded than feeling like you can't do anything about your karma, whether it's good or bad. It's hard to navigate on your own. But when you have those qualities of leadership and authority, then you have the confidence. So high self-esteem, health is another one. So energy, health, and then intelligence, but not just mundane intelligence, like how to figure out what to do in your everyday life, the mundane reality, but also the highest intelligence as the sun shines on the earth plane. And it is what all the planets are doing, orbiting around in the sun, rotating around the sun in their own orbits, and just like we are doing that on the earth plane. So we're interfacing with these divine beings, these celestial bodies that are pumping in energy, intelligence, thoughts that may make us to think about our goals in a different way today. And then tomorrow it will be the moon that is going to be influencing us. And then Tuesday will be Mars, Wednesday, Mercury, Thursday is going to be Jupiter or Guru in Sanskrit. And then Friday is going to be Venus. So these planets, these planetary beings are going to be impacting our thoughts. So this whole 2023 program, this adventure that you are so welcome to join with Dr. Pillai on the year-long adventure, is going to be something that you will experience where you will come up to this level of consciousness where you'll go beyond the who, what, where, when, why, how questions. And then you will get into this quantum reality, this higher state of being where thinking will be divine thinking. So we'll go from the human mind, which is limited and karmic driven and impacted almost every second of our lives. We have thoughts about what we want to do. So for example, today we want to think about health and well-being and leading in our lives, taking a leadership role in our lives, taking that sitting on the throne of our lives, having royalty consciousness. The sun is the royal light. So without it, we would be in darkness. We would be in ignorance. And then also we would be afraid. We would be not able to grow. Nothing would grow on the earth plane. And the sun represents our soul. So our soul's journey during 2023 is going to be quite incredible. And then Dr. Pillai is going to be opening up the gates of the quantum mind. So it's beyond the human mind, beyond our celestial impacted mind, all those thoughts that are coming in, being pumped in every hour and every day. And weeks go by, months go by, and the whole year goes by, and we say, well, we wanted to make the changes that we wanted to make, but then how come it didn't happen? So if we immerse ourselves in this quantum reality, the quantum mind, quantum thinking, quantum energy, then it can happen in an instant. And it's going beyond our human thinking. So even if we do have who, what, when, where, why, how questions every step of the way, that will get overridden and we will rise above all of that. So we're going to be guiding everyone through today's session to explore, hey, why am I thinking the thoughts that I'm thinking today? And give you a little sneak preview into perhaps what the journey could be for you if you embark on it this coming year, 2023, with Dr. Pillai. So when I intake people or people call and they say, hey, I want to have a call with you because I'm just so confused about my life. And then I've tried everything and I've been studying with Dr. Pillai, maybe through the free services on YouTube, or maybe some of the courses that are free on Pillai Center Academy, Pillai Center, maybe even AstroVed. You've been participating in remedies. So you can be thinking, when is my time coming? So we're going to go through a little bit of a process where you can maybe have a piece of paper or pull out your smartphone and type away on a text note, and then you can be seeing that, hey, this is really important to focus attention on what your thoughts are right now. And then we're going to invite everyone to go into that higher state where for in an instant you can be getting other thoughts. So we already have about 35 to 50 thoughts a minute. So how are we going to get good thoughts to come in and be the right thoughts, super energized, charged thoughts that are going to help us to focus at our goals? If we don't have goals, we have no direction. So if we don't know where we're going, then we pull out our GPS, don't we? So we figure out, oh yeah, the Google lady is telling me where to go, or whatever maps you use, applications that you use. So that's what it is to be with Dr. Pillai, is he will say, you can't figure it out, or we've tried to figure it out. We can't have those breakthroughs that we want to have. And we're doing our meditations, we're doing our mantra practices. We are maybe participating in some of the remedies, the services that are offered through Pillai Center or AstroVed, and we still can't seem to get that breakthrough that we need to know that, okay, I am in the realm of miracles, because that just would not have happened. And it happened in quite an unusual way, or an unnatural way, where miracles should be natural, not unnatural. So let's go through a process. You've got your pen and paper by now, or pencil, whatever it is, your smartphone, and take a moment to say, okay, we're going to answer all those who, what, where, when, why, how questions to get them out of the way, and then be in that state in a moment where you will get some sort of response from the divine. So of course, with Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings, let's pray that it gives you insights and gives you that flash in an instant, or that feeling, or that knowingness that, okay, I am going to consider embarking on something that is going to be definitely different than what I've ever done up until this point, as I move into 2023. And your highest self, your quantum thinking mind, being self, will tell you, but it'll be in a way that is perfect and so customized and personalized to you. It won't be like anyone else, because it's all about you. So sun represents our soul. The theme or the topic today is about leadership, high self-esteem, being that royal consciousness that you are, that highest state of being where miracles can happen in a flash. And it's going to be fulfilling, rewarding. Your health is going to come up, your energy is going to come up, your optimism is going to be there, and also direction, because being a leader in your life, you will know the direction that you need to go, and you will lead others. You will be the light unto others. So health, leadership, well-being, and also enlightenment. So that will be like getting a flash. So people think, when I'm enlightened, is that the end game? Just like the Buddha said, and all the rest of the saints and sages who have gone before us, they say, once you're enlightened, then you just have this understanding where you can't be ignorant anymore. So you don't necessarily disappear, and then, or you could, if that's what your soul wants to do. But most people who get this on this path, or have been on a path, a spiritual path, and now they're here with Dr. Pillai, that will have this flash of insight, this flash of knowingness, this excitability or joy, or there may be like a tremendous amount of energy coming in, and it's like squeezing us and showing us all the nooks and crannies and everything that we're afraid of, and all the feelings that we've had, and we have to feel our feelings. No, I don't want to. So again, being a leader in your life, you won't be afraid of anything. You especially during these times, these turbulent times that we live in, this is uncertainty on steroids. Whoever knew that there would be so many wars that are going on in the world at one time, and have been going on for years and decades in some countries. And now anyone can push the button or pull the trigger, and then it's game over. And then there are wars going on with our neighbors, our family members. There's division everywhere. There's subdivision. So we don't need to look far, and we from our own lives, our family life, our work life, which is most of what we do every day, or when we interact with others when we're out and about. So these uncertain times can really knock us off our sovereign soul selves journey, and we just can feel like, oh, I'm knocked off the path. But you just get back on, because it's all about what's going on inside of us. So we are going to be that eye in the storm, or that calm inside of ourselves, no matter what is going on around us. So that's the question. Who are we? So write down, who are we now? Are we afraid? Are we full of anger, frustration, confusion? So just write those really quickly. You don't have to think, because you just know that's what's there. And if it pops up and you're going, oh, I didn't think that was there, cool. It's there to be showing you, you know what, you know, you're aware of it. You're not hiding it under the rug or sticking your head in the sand and hoping all this tumultuous times that we live in go away, and all the problems that we have, all the issues that we have in our families, in our work lives and projects, and our health, and our inability or our ability to lead. What kind of a leader do we want to be, or are we? Now, the flip is, who do you want to be? So just take a moment and just close your eyes, and then go inside and go into your heart, because the sun also is like in the solar plexus. It's just below the heart center. So you just take a deep breath in and breathe into the heart center. Just below is where the solar plexus is, this subtle body in our energy body that says you are bright, and you have the ability, and chest out, chest up, and shoulders back, and you have that ability to rule in your life. And it's not about having false pride or things like that. or, you know, having this egocentric, or I'm better than, or superior to, or inferior to. Just all that is garbage thinking. It's coming from around us in the whole world. That's what's happening, is everybody's trying to take over the other person or make the person to think what they think. So there's all this kind of confusion and division, and you just don't know what to do. And diplomacy has gone out the window, and everybody's just riding emotions. So what does your heart say? Your heart just says, settle in and show me what I need to do, know who I need to be, what I need to say and do will come to you once you settle into that heart center, and just below in the solar plexus, in the energy body. So when you just take a moment, then you open your eyes and you write those things. So whatever that is for you, maybe just having a smile on your face, even though people are saying, why are you doing this? You shouldn't do that. You should be this way. You should think this, you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda is what they are going through. So all that is all we're being bombarded with on social media, on mainstream media, in our lives. So many people are in a confused state, and we pick up that energy and we get scared, and then we just want to be hermits. So that's not really leading in your life. It's kind of being fearful. So as a king or a queen would, or someone who is in a leadership role, they will steer the ship. So you want to be steering, and what do they say? What does a captain say? Steady as she goes. So just stay steady, even though there's riptides and waves, and you know, there's all kinds of things going on, and inside and outside of the ship. So your relationship with yourself is going to help to steer you in the direction of your goal. So whatever area of your life that you want to take a lead in, or you want to feel more health and vitality inside of yourself, or in your work life, or in your family life, or even on your spiritual path, because today we're bringing in the energy, or we're aligning with the energy of enlightenment. So when we get enlightened, that it's a process, then we say, oh, that's a great idea. And then we take steps towards fulfilling that next part of our journey. So the journey is never over. It's who we are being in it. So goal setting can be, okay, I want to have something specific happening, and you can go on to Google it, or if you've done courses in goal setting, you can go to Pinterest and just put in goal setting, and you'll find out ways to goal set. And everybody's different. So I didn't want to go into any particular method of choosing what your goals are. Here we are with Dr. Pillai. He's always about, who are you being? Who is it that you would love to be? And it's your feeling, your thinking, how you would view yourself, what sounds you would hear yourself speaking to others, and others speaking to you. Do you want to feel more respected? And what does that mean? So in being a leader in your life, and having that health and well-being, and that enlightened state of consciousness, where you have this lightness of being, because you're in that moment, you are going to be steering the ship, keeping it steady, even though all around you is really turbulent or tumultuous. So whatever those words are for you, then let's go into the next thing. So now you know who you are, and you can explore that further. Then you go, okay, well, then what? So what am I doing? So 2023 is coming up, and that can be the when. So that's it, over when 2023. So by 2023, who are you going to be as you step into 2023, and then each day after that? So you've got the who, you're going to be leading in your life, and the when is the 2023. And then, so what are you going to be doing? So you're going to take each step towards your goals. So if you've set your goal as being that leader in life and feeling enlightened, so you can make really wise decisions. You're not being fearful. Fear can be there, anxiety can be there, anger can be there, frustration can be there, joy can be there, bliss can be there. But if you go too far into either extreme, you can get knocked off. So you want to be able to make sure that you are thinking, okay, these are the thoughts that I'm thinking, and then what are the feelings that I have that I want to be feeling? What do I want to hear? What do I want to see? What do I want my body to look like? Because health and well-being is also your physical body. So your soul, again, the sun represents the soul. So what is your soul telling you today? Because the sun's ruling today here in Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are in the world, you're getting that energy of the sun. And then that is going to help you to be the authority in your life, that leader in your life. You're going to be the author of your life. So think about how you're going to tell your story. So there's another question. How am I going to be in 2023? So tell your story. What do you want to accomplish, or which direction do you want to go? And again, we can say, oh, I want to manifest $1 million. And as Dr. Pillai shares, it's not going to necessarily fall from the sky, although it could. However, you want to be able to move forward in your life with grace and ease and choose the direction that you need to go to make that happen. If it does, fabulous, but you're going to take the steps towards it, and you're going to know, okay, whatever I've done up until this point, I've been, making so many mistakes. I've had successes, I've had failures, and I've fallen down, and I've been a follower for way too long, and I've been listening to everybody else, and that is so not fulfilling, or it's an unsatisfying way of being. And I'm having these dark nights of the soul that seem to keep going on and on and on. So how am I going to do it? Well, if you would like to explore the ways in which Dr. Pillai is going to open the gates here at Pillai Center and Pillai Center Academy, and perhaps because you are here with Dr. Pillai, or as a follower of Dr. Pillai, or student or devotee, you know that, hey, at the level of the soul, I'm being called to do something that is going to be different than I've done in previous years. So you can walk in, you can start with the fundamentals program, or the New Year's program. It's a bag of groceries, less than a bag of groceries. I just bought a bag of groceries with $100. And I was like, what? But this is how it is. So we navigate in our lives, not complaining because now the interest rates have gone up and everything has doubled at the grocery store. Well, you can't say, well, I'm just not going to eat anymore. Maybe you cut back on things that you thought were going to be, really yummy and that good for you. But then you just say, okay, like I do, I go, okay, I'm going to wait for this to be on sale. So you kind of get hip to it. You kind of get really alert, and you're aware. Okay, I can't complain because this is what the world is happening in the world. Even if I was at that level where I could make political decisions, politicians, they can't even govern accordingly. So everybody's on different pages. And I'm not judging it, and I'm not bringing in politics or religion or anything like that. Please, we got enough things going on in our lives, but just being a leader in your life, you'll start to make those wise decisions. This is how it is. Just like in COVID, no matter how much we wanted to go to the Caribbean for the winter, nope, couldn't do it. You couldn't travel, no matter how much you wanted to see your family and friends or visit the elderly in your family. Nope, couldn't do it. And no matter how much you wanted to be, out and about and coming and going as you pleased, hugging people and so on, COVID, nope, couldn't do it. How did we ever get through those 2.5 years or 1.5 years, depending on where you are in the world? We were quite locked down here in Canada. However, everybody managed to create a little joy and spread that joy regardless, because we just said, well, this is the way it is. So how are we going to make the most out of it without, going out of the realms of what we're capable of doing, moving in and about. Couldn't go to restaurants, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't go to yoga studios, couldn't go to the mall, couldn't do anything. So, and now it's over, but then there are different things that are going on. So, the real estate market here was crazy. So was buying a house, is buying a house a good idea, or do we sit and wait a little bit? So don't be impatient. Don't be fearful that you're going to miss out, or how are you ever going to get that kind of a mortgage? Maybe the market now is correcting itself and you can qualify, and then you'll be really happy that you waited and that you had thought about, okay, I'm going to be that leader in my life. I'm not going to rent anymore. I'm not going to pay someone else's mortgage. I'm going to get my own mortgage. But then you just decide to do it when the market is at peak, the height, then that's not very wise. So again, the how is going to be this light that comes in and says, just stop being impatient, and then just think about how a king or a queen would be. They would just look at the kingdom or the queendom, and they look out and they go, weather's not good. The people here are a little bit upset. So the energy isn't good. Let's do certain things to raise the level of happiness and joy in our queen or kingdom. So meaning your internal kingdom, as Christ said, or in the Bible, the kingdom or queendom is within. So we want to look inside of ourselves and say, why are you so anxious or impatient or negative? Or you're just thinking, you're fearful that you'll never ever get what you want, or you're complaining, or you're critical. You can be critical of yourself or critical of others. You got to really look at it and be honest. That's what a king or a queen does. They're super honest. So take an honest inventory, a personal look at your inventory. That's that mosh pit, if you will, sometimes that goes on. And you feel like I'm just being tossed around, but I think I'm having fun. I don't know. Or maybe I don't want to be in the mosh pit anymore. So, and for those people who you don't know what it is, it's like when you go to a concert, a rock concert or some concert, and the kids are just bopping around, they're throwing each other around in this pit. It's quite crazy. But anyways, that's what it feels like in our life, that we just don't know whether we're coming or going. So the who, the what you're going to do, the where, the how, the why, so who, what, where, when is going to be in 2023. So we've answered all the questions, I hope. So who, what, where, when, why, and how. So who are you being, and who do you need to be, and what are you going to be doing? Where are you going to be going? How are you going to get there? And then when are you going to do it? So who, what, where, when, why, how. Write those questions down, those WH questions, or the how, and you put the question mark and you answer it, and you do it according to who you are right now, because your goals are going to be determined by your thoughts, and your thoughts are going to be bashed around by the energy of certain days or times. So we're going to take us through a journey these next 6 days, including today, with each other, and connecting with people from around the world. And hopefully we've managed to grab those time zones according to the times that we're going to meet throughout these next few days together. So make sure that you check out the website, or maybe your inbox, because they'll be sending you a new link to join and the timing for the next meeting together. So Chakra is here and he'll pop it onto the chat so that you can join, or the recordings will be there. Although, because this was a last minute request from Dr. Pillai to help everyone to figure out how to set the right goals for you to understand where you're going to, how you're going to be in 2023, and then answering the questions, the who, what, when, where, why, how questions will help you to figure out, all right, if I'm on a budget, which everyone is, and good for you, be very practical. Dr. Pillai is a very practical spiritual master. He wants you to master your own consciousness, and don't do it out of fear or anxiety. You're going to miss out, or you're fearful if you don't participate, then you'll participate and then you go, oh my God, I'm going to break the bank and I've got other commitments. He never ever wants you to do that. So you will sit down and you will say, what can I budget? How can I make sure that I am going to be participating in something that is within my budget? And usually what happens, and this is how I navigate it with my own decision making and goal setting. So my goal is, I want to be with Dr. Pillai at the beginning of the new year, because he's going to be opening up that channel or that vortex, that connection to the quantum reality. So we all know about it, or maybe some people are more attuned to what goes on in the quantum mind, but a lot of us are like, oh my God, that's way beyond me. So having Dr. Pillai take us at the level of the soul, so it's going to go beyond our thinking mind and beyond what we feel. So beyond our fear, beyond our anger, our frustration, our past, feeling stuck, feeling like, oh no, this is just nuts. As Dr. Pillai has shared with me over the years, and I have shared in my own, or found out in my own life, when I did things that everyone thought, you're just super crazy, you're nuts to do that, it's never going to happen for you. And I was thinking it too, but then something deep inside me said, no, you have to go and do this. And it was hard to, push against that. But all those things that happened in my life were totally by the grace. So meeting Dr. Pillai, he said to me I was halfway through chiropractic college, and I'd already been in school for so many years, I guess 10 years or something, and in academic years. And I also was working full time, and it was really tough. And he said to me halfway through chiropractic college, he said, so what are you doing? Where are you in your education? And I said, I have 2 more years to go. And he goes, it's tough, isn't it? And I said, yeah. But I would like to just be on the path with you. And he said, nope, you got to finish it. And I was like, so mad. And it was just, more tuition. I had to make more money. Like, how am I going to pay for my apartment and my car? And how do I, how do I find more time to do all these things? And being with Dr. Pillai, everything unfolded through me, and then also all around me. I traveled so much during my professional school. Like I would go back to the college, and my classmates would say, oh my God, where were you? And I said, oh, I was in India for 5 days. And they said, what? And I said, yeah, I have a spiritual teacher, and this was the perfect thing for me to do. And they said, well, do you know we have an exam coming up? And I'd say, yeah, I'm ready to study. And I was jet lagged and all the rest, but it was like this injection of intelligence that was way beyond this limited person's ability, or that the ability that I thought I had. So it goes beyond what you're doing right now. And it usually, when we get into miracle consciousness, we kind of almost knowingly or unknowingly push ourselves a little bit more to the edge. If we're not at the edge, we get into this comfort zone where we just go, oh, I'm okay, I don't need to do anything else. And then we complain the whole time. I'm doing all these things and nothing's happening. It's kind of like, you're at that edge. You've got to just jump. You got to go, and you'll find that you fly. So that's what we want to do, is make sure that you have thought about having the energy during this time where you want to be a leader in your life. It doesn't mean you're going to sit on a throne necessarily, or have a corner office in some beautiful place, or even lead in your family life, but you're going to feel that within, that you are just super okay, more than okay. You're very calm, and you're focused, and you are staying the course, no matter what anyone else says, or even you say, or think, or feel, or do. That enlightenment, that knowingness, that awareness will instantaneously reveal to you the next step that you need to take. So hopefully this has been helpful for people to kind of get a little bit of an understanding as we kick this 6-day series off together, and explore the way we set our goals is the way we are going to move in the direction of our dreams, or what it is that we need to do just now in navigating these turbulent times. That would be a miracle if we could have joy and happiness and health and well-being, even if we haven't manifested the $1 million or the house that we wanted to have, or the car, or the perfect relationship, or family harmony, or whatever it is that has been eluding us, or we have been not able to manifest. So the miracle will come that you are steady, you're calm, you're happy, you're joyous. Even if you are angry, it doesn't move through you and debilitate and make you to feel guilty, or make you to feel like, oh my God, I've totally blown it. Because there is only the now. And it's not just something that Eckhart Tolle says, or he's quoted it from other spiritual masters or philosophers in the past. It's, who are you right now? Who are we right now? We are coming together. We have this beautiful experience where we can open up to the possibility that Dr. Pillai can grab our souls. Because who else is going to? Who else is going to enlighten us other than who we are attracted to? So why I've asked Dr. Pillai that in the past. I've met so many spiritual masters in my lifetime. Why is I'm with you? And he's like, yeah, I know. Like, why don't you take off and go somewhere else? No, he jokingly says that to me. I know we're kind of stuck together in the sense that even though I don't see him as much as I'd love to, year after year, decade after decade, I see him when I need to see him, or he will call, or I will call him when I need to talk to him. And then it's through the teachings, it's through the mantras, it's through the initiation. So we're not just initiated once. We have this initiation into a newer aspect of our being, a deeper understanding, a new awareness of our being. Just like when we turn on the GPS, there's so many different ways in which we can reach our destiny. So we set our goal to that certain destiny, but how we get there might be different every time we go. Maybe we want to take the scenic route, not just to avoid the big mix up or the accident that happened on the freeway that was going to get us there a lot sooner. So maybe it is that we want to avoid that altogether, even if there aren't any accidents or roadblocks or construction along the way. Just like in life, there's so many roadblocks. There are, we don't have to say, why aren't things happening? We already see there are people maybe who don't want us to succeed in life. Maybe they're afraid that we're going to take over their role or their position in life. Or even if it's not, work related, it could be a family, like you're the new BFF of the sister or the brother or the mother or the father, and that just sets someone off. And then it's just like, oh, why does this always have to happen? It's because we're just a bunch of people in this quantum reality that we're spiritual beings, but we're having these human experiences where we're not even sure why we're upset. But then we get into that thinking, that human limited thinking mind that says it's never gonna change. And even if it doesn't change, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be? Where are you going to go? When are you going to do it? How? Why? So being with Dr. Pillai for me and many people has been that when we go through those, I don't know if this is working anymore. I've been doing this for so long. I'm at this plateau, or I'm in this deep, deep valley. The karma is so strong that I feel like I am going to lose it. And I'm going to explode, or I'm going to just be complacent, or I don't care anymore because I got enough to live, and I'm not useful to anyone. I'm useless. Like all this crap, this mosh pit of thinking will grab us and try to drag us down. Just like in life, we're being locked away, or we're being told, stand here, do this, do that, get your job, all these things that maybe you're just like, okay, enough already. But you can't lose it. You got to stay steady. You got to make sure that your energy stays strong, because you only have this body, which will break down if the mind is constantly being bombarded with worry, anxiety, fear, anger, frustration, and so on. So it doesn't mean that you can't have the manifestations that you want to have, but just know at this point in the world, or wherever you are in the world, everyone is experiencing the same. We're all humans, and we all have challenges in every area of life that a human being has challenges. It doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have, or your health or ill health, or your relationship harmony or conflict. It's just part of being human. So even the dark nights of the soul, all the saints go through that. In fact, I love it that they have that even in the Bible and all the sacred texts across the traditions will say that anyone who is connected to their God, or their according to their tradition, the prophets or the teacher, the spiritual master, the gods, the goddesses, those higher beings are in the quantum reality, and they have a quantum mind, and we can align with that. So we can imagine ourselves to be that. We can say, well, who am I in this realm, and what thoughts are coming to me? Can I jump into that quantum reality? So kicking it off on the new year with Dr. Pillai perhaps will open the door for the possibility to move forward into the next level of the program. But all throughout 2023, there will be opportunities. Or if you want to jump in and say, yeah, I'm going to go in with 2 feet, I'm jumping in. And then you can go ahead and know that, okay, it's now you're just going to go. You're not going to have to go against the tide of anything. You're going to be on the ship, and Dr. Pillai is going to steer your soul. You're going to be that master. You're going to master your soul's journey internally while we're navigating whatever is going to happen in our lives in 2023. So most people want to change everybody around them or change everything, the objects around them, and say, that's who I am. Are you your car? Are you your house? Are you your degrees. I don't even know where my pieces of paper are. They're in a box in the garage somewhere. So, and that's what will happen is you'll just be on to the next, and you'll be experiencing that next stage of your evolution. And you want to have the energy. You want to be able to connect with these divine beings who are in that quantum reality, who are going to say, ping over here. And you're not even going to have a thought, how come I'm doing this now? You'll just be, you'll have the experience, and you'll have the practice. You'll have mentorship. You'll have coaching. You'll have the guidance through astrology or through naughty astrology. So you'll have that, hello, this is what your soul's journey is all about. This during this state where you're going from point A to point B. So who are you? What state of consciousness are you going to choose to be in? And how are you going to get there? When are you going to get there? So it will really depend on what your budget is for your, your expenses and so on. And out of nowhere, if money comes out of nowhere, for example, for me, my grandmother died, God bless her soul or rest her soul. This was years and years ago. And I really wanted to go to India because that's when Dr. Pillai had started to talk about ancestor curses and karmas. And I know, I didn't have to look far to know that my family had them. And I did too. So, so it's not like it goes away, but it gets less. You can master it. So I wanted to go and do Tarpanam for my ancestors. And there was no way I couldn't afford it. And then all of a sudden she died. And then she sent, I got an email from my aunt, her daughter, and I had no idea that I was going to inherit any money. And I inherited just enough to get on a plane and pay for the tuition and intuition and go to Rameswaram for the 27 wells, or the 22 wells. I think there were more at that time, way back. And dissolve away that ancestral karmas. So when the money comes out of nowhere, it will be because you have something to do that is going to be helping you to get into the quantum mind or the quantum state of reality, of being, of thinking, of doing, of connecting with these divine beings. And Dr. Pillai will push your soul to find or to be open to that. And then you will find that oh, wow, all I had to do was answer those questions. So do your goal setting, who, what, where, when, why, how, answer those questions, and then imagine who you're going to be, what you're going to do, how you're going to feel, where you're going to do. When is 2023. The when is not a big deal. It's happening. And because time is going by, and you're going to be stepping into it. So how or where or what, though all those questions will have answered that at the level of the human limited way of being, then get that out of the way, and you're open to the possibility where you will receive thoughts, especially today, if you're going to be engaging in this practice. And then maybe you'll go on to Google or Pinterest or Instagram or wherever it was. I go on to Pinterest and I just Google in, or I just do a search for how to set goals or goal setting or coaching or leadership, things like that. And then all these great messages come, ideas, charts, graphs, questions, exercises. So it's totally up to you how you are going to be guided. And then you play with it. So even if it is really tough times, you don't have to take on the world, because the world is going to do what the world is going to do. Unless you are, of course, a politician, or you're somebody who holds a high position in your business or in your life, then I'm going to go make those changes. So most of us get caught up in that, and all our energy goes towards, oh my God, the world is coming to an end, Armageddon. And yes, that might happen. So what are you going to do about it? So even if we all get blown up and die, and I'm not diminishing the seriousness of it, but really consider, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be? Where are you going to go? So if we're dead, because, like the movie, Don't Look Up, and it's over. What did you do now at this point in time to make sure that you did your best? Your soul is what is going to carry on. So we're always wanting to feed our soul. When we do that, our spiritual path illuminates, it lights up, and then we know exactly where we need to be, right place, right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. So let me open it up now to some questions. Is there anything that you wanted to share? Please post it on the chat, or if you have already. And Chakra, if you don't mind, maybe just shouting out some comments or questions, and I'll be happy to.
Sure, Sucharita. We have Sam sharing, and she has a sharing as well as a question.
Okay.
She says, "Hi, Sucharita, Merry Christmas. There is a salary target I desire to make in my job, and over the years, I have made steady progress towards it. I'm hoping to manifest it next year or the year after. But the obstacle getting in my way is fear of a recession hindering my income growth. I work in investing field, so this is a heightened topic of discussion. I have written the income target on paper and placed it at the feet of Ma Varahi. Any suggestions? Greatly appreciated."
You just did it. So you're already in that quantum state where you're saying, okay, I've thought about it. This is what I want to do. I'm setting it at the feet of the master, that higher state of being that's already mastered miracles. So these divine beings, even though they have their karmas, they have to evolve as well. When we leave it to them, then they have something to do. So that's a good karma for them. So we get into this, this experience, like you just mentioned, where leaving it at the feet of the master, those who have mastered it will illuminate us. They will send messages, maybe through a mantra practice. So Dr. Pillai is going to give out mantras. What is a mantra? It's to protect the mind from being bombarded by the waves of thoughts, the tidal waves, the tsunamis of thoughts and anxiety and everything else, the impressions or the opinions of others bombarding us. Oh, you're silly. You're not going to ever manifest that. Oh, you're crazy. You're this, you're that. And you might even say, yeah, I am. So that is just going to go on. What you did is you took the action. So the how is answered, and you just said, okay, I'm going to lead, take it into, give it to the king, the queen, that in that quantum reality that knows how to do it and knows me, knows my deep, deep desire inside of me. It will be manifest, and it will manifest when the timing is right. Just like we couldn't do anything during COVID, no matter how much we wanted to go do the things that we did before COVID. How was it? You're done. So do you say, oh, I failed? No, it's just, you got to navigate life differently. So I don't really have anything else to add to that manifestation process. I think it's awesome. Is there anything else, Chakra?
Sam just said, thank you, Sucharita.
Yeah, so it's really important to write down what the amount of money that you want to make. And we get really weird about that. In that we say, oh, that's impossible, or no, that's dumb. If you take that hand that is connected to your brain that we use every day, we use our hands every day to talk, to direct, to type, to communicate. So we can send signals, and we put our hands together. And what is that? It's a universal sign that, okay, bringing everything to my inner being. And then you just say, okay, this is what I really, really, really want. And I know I'm not going to believe it. But you, as Dr. Pillai shared recently, you've got to see it. So writing it, something you do with these hands, and you or type it and you say, this is the amount of money. And then the seeing it every time. So maybe stick it on a sticky tape, sticky note, and put it in places that you're going to see it on your car, the dash of your car. I have them in my wallet. So when I'm pulling out my card to pay for things, that sticky, if it gets stuck, I don't know, what is it? Oh yes, Shreem Brzee. So you can add a mantra to it as well. So it will protect your mind from doubting, saying, who am I to have that? What am I thinking? How am I going to get that? When am I going to get it? Where am I going to get it? So those who, what, where, when, why, they whip us. They whip us good. It's not, it's nasty. So that's going to just go on. But what we can do is say, okay, I'm done now. I'm not enabling that anymore because I've written it down. And this is what I'm going to step into. I'm going to see it. And then you will start to believe it. And even if it doesn't manifest, the energy inside of you will say, it's coming, it's coming. So it's great, Sam. Thanks so much for sharing that. And Mahavarahi, she's going to do it. She in India, people from different walks of life, different cultures, different traditions who are in leadership roles in business or even in politics, religion, so on, education, they go to this Varahi to get blessings, to rule. So she's actually, she will make it a rule. She will rule that in your favor, whatever it is. So as Dr. Pillai says, be a little bit outrageous. Don't be too crazy. If you don't even have a job, maybe $1 million might be not in the cards this year. So keep going towards it. And again, get an astrology consultation or naughty astrology, and it will tell you, these are the trouble areas of your life. And you'll go, oh, thanks. Thanks for showing me where the roadblocks are going to be. And then with the naughty or astrology, you will get remedies or a mantra to protect you from going in that direction, which is going to be not very fulfilling or rewarding. So find out what your GPS is. So being in part of these, some of the levels of the different levels of the program in 2023, being a part of it, you might be qualifying to have the, depending on what level it is, you might be having the astrology, one-to-one coaching. I'm going to be one of the coaches and teachers in that program. So I'm really excited about it. It'll be fun to meet you and to share with you what it's been like for me when I feel and have felt in the past where I've been out of that now moment. Even now, pay attention to what's going on in your throat and pay attention to what's going on in your solar plexus. So people, if you're just joining or you're watching the recording and you forgot that to be in your solar plexus, which is just below the middle of the chest at the heart level, just below there is this energy this is my high self-esteem, my heart's desires. I'm in the center of my being. I'm steady. I am steering the ship of my life. So when we're in our head, we're in our head. We're not in our hearts. So our heart's desires need to be kindled, if not ignited, if not like, throw some gas on there. Like, let's get this engine going. It doesn't matter what has happened in the past. Don't make it matter, because thoughts are matter. So whatever thoughts you have, you're adding to that matter, and becomes solidified, and you become stuck, and you become closed, and you become locked down, and you become blah, 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 right? We know where that goes. So, make sure that you are paying attention to what's going on in your throat. That's where the karma is. And then also in the heart, it can feel very painful because it's opening up. And then allow it, just give it a moment, just a pause. So a moment can be like, oh my God, I can't wait 60 seconds. This is too much. There's so many thoughts, blah, blah, blah. Just the moment is the now, because the next moment is going to be the past. And then the next moment, might be thinking about the future, which isn't the now. So all you have is really this now that can bring in that breakthrough feeling inside of you. And you're not thinking, because you're in your heart, you're just desiring. So anything else, Chakra, that's on the chat?
Yes, Sucharita, we have a share from Sharath, and he says, Sucharita, I managed to have a lot of money in 2021 through continued practice of Shreem Brzee, Ganesha meditations, fire rituals, etc. And somehow, a lot of that money was lost through the cryptocurrency industry just as it came. I believe I learned a lot from that. And then he says, I had practiced Heramba Ganesha meditation and also fire rituals. The main takeaway from that was I believe I hadn't distributed that money the way I would have liked or even use it for myself. So basically, the story of Mountain of Gold disappearing happened in life, I think. Or even the story of fire ritual where Krishna said, you should donate a large portion of it. I think that was the mistake I did of not distributing it. Great lesson for the future for anyone doing fire rituals for money.
That's an amazing share, Sharat. And I understand completely. I can relate to you. I can empathize with you. I was told by naughty readers, astrology readers, people in my life, get into crypto, get into crypto, get into crypto. And I felt like I got to get into crypto. And then I was like, if I don't, I'm going to miss out, because it was just going skyrocketing. And I felt all this energy coming from the remedies that I was doing, because I'm doing remedies all the time. So it supports whatever I want to manifest, because I can't do it through my limited human resources, my thoughts, people to support me. It's pretty much just myself. So, which is enough. So it's, as Dr. Pillai, he called me on my birthday, or he asked me to call him. And it was around my birthday. And I said, oh, I have this amazing astrology and the naughty astrology. They said, oh, you got to get into crypto. You're going to be a billionaire and all this stuff. And Dr. Pillai just said to me, and thank God, he just said, well, you have my blessings. So what do you need that for? And it was just like, like, you're right. Like, what happens is we lose our wisdom. And that is what we're doing all this stuff for. So, so I can relate to that, Shrat, and God bless you. You're a wise person for having the insights and taking responsibility. So again, we can't really blame it on anything and have that knowingness. So the quantum mind was going beyond me, and the quantum mind was saying, no, don't get it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I was like, I'm going to do it. And everyone else around me said, you got to do it. So it even went beyond all of everyone around me, and financial advisors, everybody's astrologers. And then when Dr. Pillai said, no, you have my blessings. And was the reality check. And also about the giving. I said to Dr. Pillai, I want to give to Tripura Foundation. He said, well, you already are doing that. Would you just want to give more to do what? To just be ego driven? Oh my God. So wisdom is knowing what you need to do without thinking too much about anything, really. And it takes those, moments where we're just about to go beyond what is necessary. It's not to say that people who got into crypto and maybe they made a lot of money, but if they didn't get, there's something inside of them. If they didn't lose, they got out. So it's like anything in life. Everything is a gamble. Relationships. We fell in love with our spouses or our partners or whoever it is in our lives, our friends, our family members, we're totally devoted, totally loving them. It's just so awesome. And then something goes sideways, just like overnight. And then everything changes and we go, hey, wait a minute. It's not supposed to be like that. And it is. So we have to really take care, and being in the quantum mind will do it regardless of what we think or say or do. So giving, you give when, however much you can give. And then if you have a mountain of money coming and you haven't tithed, it's a divine law. Actually, it's a universal law. So it's not just something that we grew up with. Like I grew up as a Catholic, and you had to tithe a certain amount of your income, and then give to the church every time the basket would come down the pews, the benches. You put the money in. So we were raised, but I never understood the energy behind it. So when you give, you're giving from your heart, you're giving from your whole being, but you're not doing it so that I can say that I got all this money and then I just gave it to Tripura Foundation. Look at me, yay. Or even that wouldn't be me anyways. I would just do it silently and quietly. But even then, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing that for? So there are other ways that you can be giving. You can be giving of your time, your energy. So when money comes and we haven't tithed, and tithing, you have to decide inside of yourself what that percentage is. And maybe Google it and see what a good percentage is and see if that resonates with you. And then ask yourself, who am I being as I'm helping out others or trying to uplift others? Is it because I think I'm going to get something? I'm going to give to get? No, you're giving because you can. And it's not because it's like I went through the checkout at the grocery store. And as I was mentioning earlier, everything's doubled in price now. So that's fine, whatever you got to eat. And then the girl at the cashier says, so do you want to give some donation to something, some cause? And I didn't even think about it. It was just like, yes. And she said the amount and I said, yes. So it wasn't even, it was just like, that's what was needed to be done at that time. So you'll find that everything in your life, you're doing the right thing at the right time. But it's a great insight, Sharat, that you experienced in the loads coming in. And then this is what happens. People say, I want $1 million, but they haven't figured it out. They haven't said what are you going to do with it? Who will you be with it? How will you feel? When will you, what will you do with it? How will you invest it? Do you know when you're going to get it? Where are you going to go once you get it? Who's going to be in your life? So we haven't even explored that. We haven't imagined it. We haven't seen it in visualizations. So writing it out is very visual. You just did it. You saw it on the piece of paper. You didn't have your eyes closed. So that seeing it tells the brain, you're registering it in. And then you're going to, when that comes back, so Sharat, it might be curious to see if it was something to do with Rahu or Ketu in your chart. Those are the gamblers. And then, or Mercury, even Venus, because those are the money planets and you didn't respect them. Or it could be Saturn saying, hey, you may think that you lost out. But as Saturn, the Saturn saying goes, or sayings about Saturn go, Saturn will deny, but Saturn will delay. He will delay the gratification of, whatever it is that you really, really need in life. Could be health or relationships or money, whatever. He will delay it so that you have explored every aspect of yourself and you've gotten rid of all those false identities, that inauthenticity. about whatever it is. In your case, it might have been about being charitable and having the money or not having the money or whatever, or being, you had it and then it's gone. So detachment, does it mean you don't care? No, it just means that, whoa, what was the lesson? Who was I being in that? What was I doing? What was I thinking? And, where was I going with it? So who, what, where, when, how, why, when questions, keep responding to those, get them out of the way so that the divine will reveal itself to you. So Saturn could be too, that he's delaying it because not shined up like a diamond yet. I know, because I'm going through 19 years of Saturn and a Saturn return and 7.5 years of Saturn approaching. So much different than it was 29 years ago. When I met Dr. Pillai, it's like, oh, okay. I'm coming up to that level of mastery where you know how to navigate in the now. Does it mean you have a title? I don't really care about all those titles. People always say, oh, you have all, it's gone. Care is attention. It doesn't grab my attention anymore. It's the evolution is more exciting. The spiritual enlightenment is more exciting, and the ability to manifest exactly what I need in the moment. And it's not just one thing, it's across the board and the thing. So that's kind of fun. And Saturn is helping me to do that. Steady as she goes, patience, compassion, and knowing that, oh, this is the time to give. Okay, great. Thanks. I just gave. Detach. So, Chakra?
Yeah, some further sharing from Sharath again. And he says, but the money also came entirely from crypto. So I'm glad I had an experience so that I know how to approach in the future. And he adds on, absolutely true, Sucharita. I know I'll create the wealth again using fire rituals and distribute it properly this time around. I even remember a stranger on the street asked me for the $5,000 back in 2021. And I didn't. And looking back, I should have, because that was the opportunity. Thanks.
Welcome. Well, thank you so much, Sharat, for sharing. And this is the whole thing about this call in particular on a Sunday, is that when you're an authority in your life, you're mastering your life, it's not like you're at the end. You're doing it every step of the way. And you're the master of your soul's destiny. So you're saying this is where it needs to go. But if you're a little bit like me, where you're just not sure, there's so much going on, then the mantras help to keep you steady. The meditations, the practices, the remedies that are being done in the background on our behalf, proxy remedies, because I can't be in India at this point in time. Even if I was in India, India is a big place. And we can't possibly get to all those power spots that Dr. Pillai has identified for our souls to be uplifted, enlightened, and the karma being transmuted. So if it's neutralized, then we're getting up to, or getting to that level of the quantum reality. So these divine beings are in this quantum state, and we need to be in that quantum state. Just be there. And we won't get there if we're busy asking who, what, where, when, why, how questions all the time. You just stay in the mosh pit. Even if you're at the cool concert, you're just like being bopped around. Okay, so I think we've come to, oh, we're over the hour. Okay, so are there any other questions or comments, shared experiences from anyone?
That's it for now, Sucharita. Sam just added, saying, beautiful sharing, Sharath.
Yeah, definitely. So Chakra, any final closing remarks?
I just want to say one thing, Sucharita, that I really want to thank Babaji for all the grace over these years, and and you for being our lighthouse in every call. I've learned so much from you, and this is a true blessing for all of us for over these 6 days, where we'll able to where we shall be able to do some housekeeping on our inner engineering. And I also wanted to share with the group really quickly that uh, during COVID, I think most of my world changed. If I was to, which I've shared earlier with you during the mystery school calls, and if I was to be uh, in fear or frustration, or if I'd given with all the chaos that was happening all around, I think I wouldn't have been here right now. But I actually felt so protected with in Babaji's grace and the protection bubble with all you teachers. I didn't let all of that chaos set into my consciousness, kept working on the alternate realities and on what I could do and who I could be in the moment. And I think in the moment today, it's a true blessing that I'm able to serve. Uh, and that's my mission. And I'm so blessed for that. So yes, I would say in the holding the consciousness in the moment and not letting the chaos set in is, I think, what is my takeaway at this point of time. Thank you, Sucharita.
Oh, thank you so much for that great sharing, Chakra. It's a great summary of everything, and also for being here, because out of nowhere we have these calls, these sessions, and then Chakra said, "Oh, I'm here, Sucharita, to help, to be of service, to be of support." And I said, "Fantastic." So this is how life can be: is that out of nowhere you will get the help, you'll get the support, and you will be in the right place at the right time, and thinking, saying, and doing the right things will just be automatic. And that will be a miracle, because it will just ease up the tension, the fear, the anger, the frustration, the feeling of being stuck or helpless or hopeless, Armageddon, all the rest. The world is going to do what the world is going to do. And as Dr. Pillai has shared with me in the past, he said, God is doing everything. Everything is happening because of God. And God is doing everything. And across the cultures, across the traditions, they have put their prophets and the leaders in those traditions, in all the sacred teachings, especially the Bible. Oh my God, they went through terrible times. And Jesus on the cross, that was horrendous. But that's what needed to be done for that soul. So whatever your soul's journey is, you got to stay on par and on point with it, and stay focused, stay steady. And how you know you will do it is you'll be empowered, you'll be enlightened, you'll be protected, you'll have all the tools, you'll have the support, definitely during 2023 year-long journey with Dr. Pillai, and every step of the way, if that's how you want to start out. So Chakra is posted the links to join or to read more about that. We're going to make sure that you get your questions answered at the end of the month, or towards the end of the month. We're going to have 4 workshops where Lakshmi, Gina, and I will be alternating live workshops, webinars on YouTube, Pillai Center Practice YouTube, and sharing about the journey that is unfolding as we are speaking or listening, as Dr. Pillai is going to be pulling or pinging our souls, regardless of whether we think we are going to do it or not, or however we're going to do it, when we're going to do it, what's going to happen. He's going to be guiding us. So remain open to that. And if you want to join those workshops, then that you can immerse yourself in the tools, have a sneak peek as a preview of what is going to be happening in the year ahead. By then, maybe we'll find out more about what Dr. Pillai will be sharing with us. So thanks, everyone. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow. Please look in your inbox for the links to the calls every day, because they're going to be happening at different times. We wanted to make sure that we were covering all the time zones live, at least alternating days. And then if you get the record or the link, the email, then the link to the recording will be there as well for you to listen at your leisure. So we'll see you tomorrow during the moon day, the moon rule day, Monday here in Eastern Standard Time. Even if it is a different day wherever you are, you can feel and experience the energy of the moon. And we'll leave it hanging, and then you can find out what we're going to talk about then. So God bless you all, and we'll see you when you see you next. Namaste.